Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Friday on Up with KREM. I'm Channing Curtis.
And I'm Tim Pham. It is Friday. If you didn't know, good morning. Welcome to Friday, friends. Thomas is glad it's Friday, too. He's joining us now with a look at your beautiful Friday forecast.
Just another fantastic one out there, Tim. And while, yes, yesterday we will call things Friday Eve. Today we just call it Fry-yay, because that is what our weather is going to feel like this afternoon. Even yesterday at 76 degrees, absolutely shattered the record high, which stood at 73. So we broke it by 3 degrees. Today's record is 77. So that bar is a little higher. And I think the weather is going to be similar, probably low to mid 70s across the inland northwest, maybe just shy of a record this time around, but it still is very warm. Even right now at 50 degrees, that's our low temperature, but even that is almost 15 degrees above normal low temperatures. So that is how we are kicking off another warm Friday for us.
A ribbon-cutting ceremony is happening today for a brand new park in Hilliard. This morning, our Brandon T. Jones is joining us live from the newsroom. But Brandon, I understand you got a chance to already get a sneak peek at this park, so you got to tell us all about it.
Yeah, good morning, Channing. Well, Wild Horse Park is the official name, and this is the third neighborhood park that has opened in as many weeks. You mentioned that ribbon cutting ceremony. Well, it's scheduled for 10 a.m. this morning. We'll be there, and here's what you can expect. The new project includes a 3,000 square foot playground. There's a saucer swing, rope climbers, treehouse, and swaying cattails to go along with all of that. Park officials say there's several new trees to provide shade, as well as a 10-foot wide asphalt trail, which connects the park to the Children of the Sun Trail and downtown Hilliard. As for what it took to make the project happen, construction began in September and overall costs sit at $291,000, funded by the American Rescue Plan. One more note, if you're interested in attending the ribbon cutting event, the address is 3717 North Ralph Street near Esmeralda Golf Course in Hilliard. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Brandon T. Jones.
This morning, a major development in a pipeline expansion project. Federal regulators have given the green light to expand a natural gas pipeline running through our region.
But opponents to this expansion say it could have negative impacts if it's allowed to go through. So the GTN Express runs through Bonner, Kootenai, Spokane, and Whitman counties. The pipeline is owned and operated by Canadian company TC Energy, which is the same company that was behind the proposal for the Keystone XL pipeline. Environmental activists there are concerned about the safety record of the company. The company has seen fires and explosions at some of its other pipelines.
It's just not a good situation considering the volatility and pressure of gas.
The pipeline faces opposition from lawmakers in Washington and Oregon, including Washington Governor Jay Inslee. Now, there is an opportunity to appeal the decision, but that appeal would actually go before the same agency that just approved the expansion. TC Energy says the expansion is necessary. The company says they need to increase capacity to meet growing demand for natural gas.
New in the last 12 hours, the Washington Department of Corrections is pledging to cut down on the use of solitary confinement. Earlier this year, 5% of all inmates were living in solitary confinement. The practice has traditionally been used to protect violent inmates from themselves, other inmates, and guards. But the DOC says it is doing more harm than good. Inmates who are isolated from human contact become aggressive and often develop mental health issues. Now, the DOC wants to set a new national standard by giving every inmate at least 4 hours out of their cell per day.
The time for change is clearly at our doorstep. We have to look at how we've been performing in this area. We've always been a national leader, but it's certainly time to change. It's time for our system to evolve.
Solitary confinement would still be an option for the most violent prisoners and inmates who could be targeted if released into the general population. The plan comes with a price tag, though. It would cost an estimated $228 million to implement solitary confinement reform over the next 5 years. The DOC says it would have to improve training and staff ratios to make this reform a reality.
Covering North Idaho this morning, a brand new study shows not enough students are graduating with engineering and computer science degrees in order to fill jobs around the Gem State.
Yeah, so it's a problem the State Board of Education, universities, and industry leaders want to fix. State leaders commissioned a study to research the gap between graduates and job data from the study, and it shows there are nearly 2,000 engineering-related job openings around Idaho this year, but there are only about 1,300 graduates from both public and private institutions. To get more students enrolled, the University of Idaho says they're trying to recruit more non-traditional students to the university.
How do you help the adult learner who needs to reskill or upskill, for example? Someone who has been perhaps a technician that they've discovered that they really would like to pursue a degree in engineering.
The study also shows about 60% of engineering grads stay to work in Idaho. That percentage is a bit higher from computer science grads. Now that there are some numbers backing up the issue industry leaders are concerned about, the board says they can really take a deep dive into what's causing the gap. And from there, they can try to figure out how to fix it.
It's 7:06, another check of our weather forecast where, yes, another day of sunny skies and temperatures in the 70s. Feels a bit more like early September. In fact, with a high of 73 for today, that would match the average high of September 9th. So that's approximately what it's going to feel like for today. To get this kind of warmth this late into October starts getting pretty unusual. Obviously set a record yesterday, probably will be just shy of that today. It is looking a little bit cooler on the west side with a high of only 60 in Seattle, but that's because they'll get a little extra cloud cover on the west side, but should not disturb us for the inland northwest today.
Well, the general election is November 7th this year, and it's a historical one for the city of Spokane. That's because voters will elect the first woman as a city council president.
So we want to help you learn more about the candidates running for that seat. Our chief journalist, Amanda Rowley, asked each of them to spill the tea on who they are and where they stand on important issues. Tonight, we'll hear from Kim Please.
Our city council president can do a better job at supporting our police department who keep us safe.
Be sure to join us tonight at 6 for Please's interview on the Tea with Amanda Rowley. And in the meantime, you can also watch any Spokane Council President and mayoral candidate interviews that you might have missed by just visiting the KREM 2 YouTube page.